So what is poppin', guys? Today I thought I'll be bringing you a new type of video to add diversity to the channel. So today I'll be introducing my top 5 tips to getting better at PvP, as it is one of the things I exert myself in and just put some effort into it, and I thought I can give you guys some helpful tips on it. So without further ado, let's start the video. Oh, and one more thing before we start. This list and these tips are I'm gonna try to make them the most original I possibly can, but that's very hard considering that the way you usually get better at PvP is learning the basic and fundamentals of the game. So making this list will be a little hard to make it completely different from others, because everyone else has covered the basic knowledge you need to get better at PvP, which is the fundamentals and basics. But at least I'll try to differentiate and just try and say it in my own words and explain it to you in a better way than I think that they have, or try to explain it to you in a way that I think is best. I'll try and give you the tips on how to do this, possibly very well. So without further ado, now let's for real start the list. Tip number 1. Learn what you're best at and do not care about numbers. Do not care about your stats at first, or pretty much at any point, to be honest. Maybe you want to get good to get better stats, but I mean, if that's your deal, I'm not gonna blame you for it. But I honestly don't think that's worth it, because two things: Destiny's not meant to be competitive right now, or ever has been. And two, forget the but. Two would be that stats are not kept anywhere. They don't mean anything. They're not really kept anywhere officially. Yes, there's third-person sites that give you that information, such as Destiny Tracker or Trials Report, but there's a reason it's not officially in the game. The game was not meant to be competitive, and stats mean very little to nothing. You can legit have a negative KD and probably be one of the better. You can probably be better than half of the 3.0 KDs out there. Okay, that's a little false, because if you have a 3.0 KD, you're doing something right. But seriously, I've seen some 1.0 players being better than 2.5 KD players. It's just the nature of the game. There's really the people who care too much about the stats, and there's the people who don't care and they're just good. So what you want to do, considering you're watching this, is you want to get good. And some of you may already have the bad stats, so I mean, maybe it doesn't even matter to you, so that's the first good step towards it. So this is where this stats thing will come into effect. Go into a PvP match. I would say my best tip would be either go into Rumble, which is 8, don't get me wrong, it's cancer, but it's a good place to improve, or go to 66, take it slowly. And, well, I think 6v6 is better for beginners, to be quite honest with you. But okay, so let's say go into 6v6 and try out different loadouts. Don't go into a game with just 4 shotguns and, I don't know, a sniper. Try having diversity in there. Have 2 shotguns, 2 snipers, and 2 fusion rifles. And depending how the game flows and you don't feel comfortable using this certain type of weapon, don't switch that game. Switch to the next one. Try different combos out, and then once you start finding a groove, keep using that. But now here comes tip number 2. Already, I know. Moving on quickly this time. Do not stick to one loadout every time. Yes, having that permanent loadout is gonna be great and all, but you don't want to be one-dimensional. I learned this the hard way myself. It's not always great. It's not bad. It's just there's sometimes where something you could be doing better if you were doing something else. I mean, let me show you for example. Let's say you just did great, really well, one of your best games of your career. Yeah, Destiny career, like that exists, I know, right? One of your best career games, 30 kills, you shot 30 bomb with like 4 deaths, with shotgun on Thief's Den. And I don't know, something was range at Hawk Moon, let's say, or LS Luna. But then the next game, there's this long distance map, maybe Sky Shock, or maybe something more shorts of times. Yeah, you can dominate in shorts of times with a shotty, but I mean, it's not very common. So let's say you go into there and then you're like, okay, no, I'm doing great with Shotgun and LS Luna. Let me just keep it. Let's just keep that going. I mean, LS Luna is pretty good on shorts of time, but that's not my point. I would recommend at that point, once you see it's shorts of time, switch to a Mida or Last Word Sniper. I would say Mida Shotgun or Mida and Sniper. It's a popular combo. I personally don't think it's great because why would you have two very long distance weapons in the same loadout? I don't find it personally great, but it's whatever rocks your boat. What you gotta remember at that point though, if you're rocking those two weapons, is keep your distance, like from everything and everyone, even your own teammates. Okay, no. Always play with teammates. It's always great. It's not a tip I'm gonna put on it, but it should be an obvious one. Just always kind of follow your teammates, even if it leads to their death. And if they die, just say skedaddle. Run faster than Sonic the Hedgehog out there. Just skedaddle out of there. Screw your teammate. He died for his stupidity. You're not about to follow him down there. But anyways, you shouldn't be letting your teammates die. Come on now. Shoot him. Team shots. So yeah, that's my second. I'll give you some loadout combinations, some more, just because I told you I want to be a little different than the other YouTubers and just give you a few combinations that I find great and not ones that are overused as hell. Well, I mean, there's a little more diversity nowadays because everything's so damn slow in this game. Slow pace, but I mean, that's a rant video I'll make some other day. Hot Saw is amazing at almost all ranges, even a long range, which is pretty shocking, but I don't love pulse rifles. I don't love any weapon except hand cannons because they're gonna be the AKA meta at every time. They have the most bullet efficiency. You might have heard that from Mtash. I did not take it away from him. I've been saying that for a while, but he and I had the very same points about it, and I've always told him about it. Well, I haven't told him, but I mean, I agree with him as soon as his video came out, and then he responded saying, "Oh, so you already knew." So yeah, what we mean by bullet efficiency is, in Destiny, there's quite a few covers. Many people don't use them, but there's quite a few cover. Had glitches, so yeah. Anyways, what you can do, a pulse takes a burst. 3. So you have to land 3 of those shots to get consistent damage, maybe more damage than a hand cannon. But hand cannon is one quick shot and then you can duck into cover. And so on. You can release 2 quick shots, hide, he's at 1 hit, and you're maybe at half health, or less than, or more than half health, because you have a hand cannon and he has a pulse rifle. So it's always an advantage to use a hand cannon. It's always going to be the best option, in my opinion. But pulse, especially Hot Saw and this new generation of pulse rifles, the ones that everyone started using, like the PDX and the Hot Saw, they're really great at every range, even close range. They can really be used to great success with everything. I personally prefer shotgun, Hot Saw, because Hot Saw has just got that mid range, and that's what I like. But my 2 loadouts, even though I do try a few more, but these are my 2 main, is LS Luna and a Shoddy, and then my infamous Last Word Sniper. So, I mean, that's the infamous, but I mean, I've been rocking that for such a while that it's been amazing. Last Word's always been my baby, and then I picked up sniping, second baby. So LS Luna shotgun. I will always commend hand cannons, 3 hand cannons, which everyone knows, and there's a reason why everyone likes these. Is Lord High Fixer, LS Luna, of course. Fatebringer? No, that was a joke. Do not. I hate Fatebringer. Fatebringer's cancer. Then I don't hate it. I just think it was cancer in year 1 for 6. I mean, PvE. It was really annoying. So, I mean, for diversity, anyways. LS Luna, Lord High Fixer, the Devil You Know. Those are my 3. The 3 that I would recommend for sure. They're great. They're amazing. They can be. They got definitely good rolls that you can roll on them. LS Luna specifically, I think that's the king of all of them. It's a mini Hawk Moon. Exotics are pretty great too. Last Word, I would say, rewards the most if you use it at its proper range, and you pretty much get good with it, let's say. But anyhow, moving on, I think Hawk Moon's a great option too. Another great combo that I find is, what is it called? The thing is that I don't remember this weapon too well. That's my problem. I already told you about Maida. Another great one that I think is very, very underrated would be the not universal remote. But I was on crack for 2 seconds right there. My fault, guys. Uh, it would be the so-called. I know. I was thinking about that for a little bit. It got nerfed pretty badly. Not sure how bad since the update, but I think it's still pretty decent. And that would be the Doctorine and a Fusion Raffle. Um, what you typically want to do, this is going to be my final advice. Instead of just telling you all these weapons, those are just the top weapons I think you should do with each weapon Doctrine because it's pretty good at any range. Now that it's nerfed, I would say Mida, but I mean, that's up to you. Doctrine's easy to use, it had no downfalls. Even now, it should be pretty decent to use. So, uh, Fusion Raffle, you want to use something with range, mid-range game, long-range game, or short. So, last word, Fusion could work. I wouldn't try it because fusions are inconsistent for the most part, but I know they can actually snipe people. What I would want is close range weapon with a fusion rifle that will cover you close to mid range, and that's always a good place considering Bungie's map designs. The other one, long distance, I already mentioned it. I would say my prefer last word and sniper, but the one I will recommend for you would have to be either Thorn or Hawkmoon with a sniper. Sniper doesn't really matter for the most part, but if you actually care about the aim assist or think that it's a huge factor, I would say probably go with the whichever you have, honestly. But I would say longbow, not longbow, LDR. Sorry, longbow. Actually, they're about the same, but I think LDR has better handling, so it's always good to have that extra handling. And then my last one for close range, shotgun and a Mida. If not Mida, I would have to say a hot saw or just a pulse rifle PDX. I actually prefer the PDX, so I'm gonna recommend you the PDX, and I'm talking the 45, not 41. The 41 is great, but if you have the 41, I would say definitely have high caliber rounds on it. First of all, you stagger so hard. Second of all, it's just great, but it's not as good as the 45, but the stagger, you can definitely catch a few snipers that just hardscope all day, just be like, hey, what's good, buddy? Seriously, there's just so many damn hardscopers these days. I don't recommend you using sniper, because it's not that versatile, and it's not even just the versatile, it's just because it's annoying, but I mean, I understand that sniping is probably the best for KD, if you guys want to play for that, but honestly, shotgun, fusion rifle, fusion for how the maps are set up, fusion rifles plus a close weapon can be really deadly, or just shotgun and then have a good LS Luna hand cannon or a scout rifle hot saw. Just you see, there's just a lot of diversity with one specific archetype of weapon, such as the shotgun. So honestly, I would say shotgun pair it with something with mid range or somewhat close range potential too. Like last word, shotgun, not the best combo, but if you use it correctly, I don't mean correctly, use it in the place they're both best in, which is the same area, you'll do pretty well. It's been proven. But honestly, just I wouldn't try that. I don't love that combo. I'd rather go with some Mida, even though I don't love Mida. Even though Lost Word's my baby and I don't love Mida, I would go with a Mida with shotgun just because it covers more of the field, more of the playing field. That's what you want. You don't want to be one dimensional, because then your opponents pick up on your tendencies and then you're pretty screwed. Well, pretty much. Like, let's say I'm a shotgunner and I'm just going to be rushing you all day. You just learn. Maybe you get him off the first 7 times, let's say. He's going to learn eventually his memory. He'll be like, okay, that warlock who keeps rushing me, he's just going to straight up rush me. He'll back off before you get there. He'll show you with his primary, and then you might be wondering like, oh, what do I do now? What do I do now? Unless you have that Thunderstrike ready and to become clutch, then I would recommend always have a plan B, or have the more field diversity you have, the better. The more you get to control the field around you, the more range you have accessibly accessibly. Oh my god, I cannot talk today. The more accessible the whole field is to you, the better. I think you'll understand what I mean by that. The more of the field you can cover or get kills from, the better. Always. That's my motto. Alright, so moving on. That was a long ass tip, but hey, love you guys. Thank you for the support, so might as well give it my all too.
Yeah, I the only one to get the job done. I don't know a nigga.